What's up, y'all? Welcome to the very first episode of Stone Cold Freaks. It's your girl, Dom, and I'm here with my homeboy, one of my best friends, the
And
CEO, the producer.
Yeah. Let them know.
Writer.
Let them know.
Darrin, Dortch. What's up, baby? How you doing?
I'm good. I'm excited. We got this motherfucker on air after 7-8 years. We got our podcast. Thank you, people. We finally did it.
Thank you. Thank you for approaching me. 7 years ago, I was walking into my then job, and you proposition. Okay, maybe proposition
that's the bad way to say it. I didn't proposition.
You came to me.
You ain't gonna get me too.
Wait, hold on.
You ain't getting me too. You ain't getting me too.
No. You came to me with the idea for this podcast, and I was like, absolutely. But in my mind, I thought it was gonna be, next week we was gonna start recording. I didn't know it was gonna be a 7-year itch, and then we was, for us to get it out here, right?
Yeah. Listen, I've been working on this book, developing this podcast, other shows, movies. I have been busy, but this is our time now. So let's do it. So we're going to be interviewing normal people, therapists, sex workers, black folks, white folks, Asian, some of everybody is welcome.
Best friends,
exactly. Maybe some lovers. We don't know yet, but we're going to let y'all know. So with that said, welcome everybody to Stone Cold Freaks.
Hey y'all, welcome to another episode of Stone Cold Freaks. I'm your girl Dom.
Darrin.
Darrin be so like
what?
Darrin, like
what?
Be excited to be here. We are
Dirty D. Listen, I'm gonna tell you, it's been a busy weekend already. I have a wedding. I got this. I had an orgy. Like, it's been a lot this weekend. Like, I got work to do. It's It's a lot.
I mean, I think this is crazy that you just casually saying, oh, it's been a busy weekend already, as if it's not like the sun is not shining, the birds are not like singing outside. And it's not even 5 o'clock. So this is hilarious. Would you have an orgy last night?
Well, yeah.
I love how you say, listen, I love your life. I love that you get to like walk in your truth and do whatever it is that you want without any apologies. Girl, it was last night. I don't know. You might have had an orgy early this morning.
I mean, I could have, but I didn't have time. Like, everybody had to leave by 5. It's just like, get out. Like, I got work to do. Like, people like to linger sometimes, and it's like, no, like, then, the thing I don't like is once everybody leaves, you got to wipe up and change the sheets and spray everything down. But it was,
Oh, yeah. That requires a lot of work. I would think, okay, damn, I'm sleeping on the couch tonight because I don't feel like I have the energy to do all of that.
It's so funny. I almost did that, but I'm like, I need a good night's sleep though, because it was a very exhausting night, and I have a very busy weekend. So I'm like, let me change these sheets at 5 a.m. and then get some sleep. So yeah,
that's crazy as hell. Well, look, we are back. Full effect, and we have such an amazing guest here with us today.
I'm excited. I've been waiting on this one. This is my lane right here. Yep.
Listen to my Stone Cold Freakers. We have Madam Carmen in the building, Dominatrix, creative, and a whole force in the Kink community. She is turning power, pleasure, and pain into art. Trust. She's not here to play. She's here to take control. So if you've ever been curious about domination, boundaries, and tapping into your wild side, pour up, because it's about to get real freaky. Welcome to the show, Madam Carmen.
Welcome.
Hello there.
Welcome. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being here.
Me.
No, I'm gonna just say, we have been waiting on you. We have been needing somebody like you on this show. There are some folks that aren't as open to doing things like this, and you are just like right in the wheelhouse here. And I mean, as someone who's been in the S&M space for over 20 years now, I'm like, you are my people here. So welcome. welcome.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all so much. I really appreciate that for sure. It's cool to be here, and it's good to see you again, Dom. This is awesome.
It's good to see you. And so, Carmen and I, Madam Carmen, I want to say that.
Yeah.
Madam Carmen. Met on another podcast a couple years ago, and I just like the vibes and the energy, and just the sex positivity that she was exuding. Because I like, women that are sex positive, open, and that are out here changing the game. And so when we were kind of going through the list of people, I was like, oh my God, I know somebody that might be able to like do this for us. So I reached out and I was like, okay, cool. We on the same page. Let's get it going. So Darrin, should we open this up to some rapid fire?
I was literally just thinking, I'm like, we got to do some rapid fire.
Absolutely. So kick it off for us, baby boo.
Okay. Rapid fire. All right. Black or white?
Black.
Okay. Why?
Because I am.
Okay.
Because that's my color.
Okay.
It symbolizes power. It symbolizes authority, dominance, structure, obedience, discipline, all of the things that surround me in my life in its entirety. But yes, black for sure. And it's slimming when you wear it. So
love it.
So I want to know, what's something that you won't do?
Ooh, that's good.
Submit.
Ooh, okay.
And I will elaborate a little bit on that, just a little. As far as me submitting in a dom sub dynamic, because I am engaged, and for me, that is not something that is expected of me from my partner. But there are moments where I'm like, I'll let you take the lead. I'll let you take the wheel, and that's me still being walking in my authority as Madam Carmen, but knowing that I can't do it all by myself. It takes team effort. So that is the only like realm of like submission that I would teeter totter into, is because that is to be my life partner. So
all right, let's see. Straight, gay, bi, pan. What's your lane? Pan. Okay.
I'm pansexual. Yes.
Yeah.
Can you explain that to someone?
That
might be just now tuning into the show.
Hearts, not parts.
Hearts,
not parts. So yeah, so it's all about the person and their character, their ethics, their morale, their personality, all of those different things. It doesn't matter about what they have between their legs. It doesn't matter if they have breasts, if they don't have breasts. Yeah, so it's really just heart, not parts. I've dated trans, non-binary, cis. I've been in lesbian relationships. I've pretty much have dated.
I like it.
In the mass. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Can vanilla people handle kink?
Ooh.
Yes. Because kink is very subjective to how a person chooses to explore something that they are into. So to me, there's a difference between kink and fetish. That is not just to me, but that is just that's pretty much kind of the terminology that is used. But when it comes to like kink, a lot of people that are vanilla don't realize what they're already doing is their kink. Whether it's like I love making out, I love kissing, I love holding hands, I love nipple play, I love like actually feeding my partner desserts and foods and different things like that. These are all different kinks. I love rubbing feet. I love sucking toes. Those are kinks. So vanilla people play in kinks all the time. But They just call it intimacy or foreplay or
Yeah.
outer course.
Yeah. So what's a fetish for people at home that don't know?
Something that brings you orgasmic pleasure, something that
Ooh.
is required or expected when you are exchanging with someone. So my
Yeah.
fetish would be butt. Like I love
Yeah.
ass. I love
Yeah.
ass no matter what the gender is. I have
Yeah.
to, even I like my ass ate. I like to
Yeah.
eat ass. Like
Yeah.
I like to
Yeah.
squeeze it, spank it. That's something
Yeah.
that has to be incorporated. I have to be able to touch your butt. Like,
Yeah.
like sit on
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
face. Like I like to be able to do those things. Those things bring me orgasmic pleasure.
Yeah.
Whereas
No.
like
Yeah.
a kink for me would be like nipple play. I don't know. I like it. I enjoy nipple play, but it's not something
Yeah.
that is expected or required for me to be able to have an orgasm.
Yeah. No, I think everybody has a fetish, and sometimes that's like a very dirty word, but I'm very like, no, like, what's your fetish? What's your kink? Blah blah blah.
That's
Like one of
because
my
society has brought that on to us. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but yeah, that's
no
just
no no
the
no, you're right. Yeah.
heteronormative society of how we view things.
No,
Yeah.
and that's why we're doing this show here to really kind of peel back the layers of shame and just everything. So, I mean, and I am somebody that's just been very open about my kinks and fetish and just everything. Like my fetish, and this just happened just last night. Like I love being watched. Like that will always make me come. I love
Oh,
being
you an
watched. I don't care what it
exhibitionist.
is. I will. Yeah. No, that's one of my things.
Is
Yep,
it is
yep,
it a
yep.
kink for you or is it a fetish for you?
That is a fetish. That's a fetish for sure.
I can
Okay.
Yep,
tell.
that's a fetish. Damn, you're right.
I can tell. The way that you said it.
Let me tell you something already, madam. We don't get him blushing a lot. It's
I
only
know.
one
Yeah, no.
episode. Them chicks read already, and I'm like, yo, we only 10 minutes in. Relax, baby.
Relax. You know what? You ain't finna call me out in front of this nice lady, D. No. Oh
No,
man.
whatever floats your boat.
Yeah.
I am. So I started off in the lifestyle before really tapping into my dominance. I started off as a voyeur. I was a teenager as a voyeur. I
Okay.
remember
Yeah.
what as a 16, 17-year-old and my friends would have sex with their boyfriends and stuff. I would
Yeah.
literally be in the corner of the room like
My kind of
not
people.
not saying anything because that's
Yeah.
not necessary. And of course, the guys are like, "You're joining in." No,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
not what I'm here for. What I'm here
Yeah.
is to enjoy you guys, pleasure you guys yourselves, and like enjoy and explore and see how your bodies when they intertwine, what kind of shapes they make.
Yeah. I
So
love it.
yeah, I am also an exhibitionist, but I am a
Yeah.
voyeur before anything.
Okay. Yeah. I like it.
So
I like
you
it.
ventured into tapping into your sexuality at a much younger age. Sometimes I know it takes people a little longer to, I guess, find themselves sometimes sexually. How did you figure this out? Like you said, you're 16, 17. What did you like? What was your experience? How did you like? 'Cause I need to know.
Hmm.
So the voyeurism comes from being someone who is a admirer of pornography.
Okay.
Yeah.
Being a daddy's girl, I was raised by my daddy, a single father. My daddy
Mhm.
had porn in his church sock drawer. I knew exactly where his
Damn.
porn was.
Ooh.
So when he was
Right.
working from 12 p.m. to 12 a.m., I would be in his room. Sometimes he'll leave because those the DVD/VHS
Yeah.
players.
Yeah.
He would have one or the other. Maybe it would be an actual VHS tape or it would be a DVD. The VHS tape was kind of more difficult to like put him back where he,
I was
left
gonna
off.
ask, did you?
Yes, I would remember based off of like what I would see. But it will probably not be exactly accurate, but I'll try to be as accurate as possible. When it came to a DVD, that was more simpler for me. And it'll be 50 hours of hot ebony black big booty porn. But me
I
watching
love
it,
it.
I wasn't watching it I wasn't watching it to masturbate. When I originally started
Yeah.
watching it, I was fascinated in the human interactions, which is why I was saying like the how our bodies intertwine when we were in sexual positions, and like when we're actually engaging and interacting with another human being. No matter if you have sex with the same person 100 times, it's gonna always be different. And that's
Yeah,
what makes
I
it so
agree.
artistic for me. You
Yep.
know, I would see people have sex, like I said, my friends, and they would do something different. It could be like
Yeah.
them doing this, and they just
Yeah.
kept doing this because they just got their braids done or something. And I'm just kind of like that, adding to that. And
Uh-huh.
you have to put your hand back on the chest, and you're now riding again. Or like
Yeah.
now the hair is being pulled, and now they're like, you know what? Since you need a ponytail holder, I'm gonna just hold your hair while I'm hitting you from the back. Like different things
I
like
love it.
that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so for me, getting into that and not knowing that it was voyeurism at the time, but I remember I was I was very close to my father growing up. That was like my best friend. And I remember
Oh.
asking him, like I was like, Dad, how would you feel if I like wanted to be like a porn director? And he was like,
Mm.
he was driving, and he was like, he looked at me and he looked back at the road, and he was like, I remember him saying, my daughter is a freak. What the hell? Like it kind of threw him off a little bit. He was like what was going on? But one of the things that I did love about my father was he never just shut me down or
Yeah.
like dismissed whatever it is that I've like proposed to him, whatever type of conversation I have. I could be so out of the box with my conversations, but he sat there and he was like, if that's something that you want to do with your life, that's perfectly fine with me. And then he asked
Wow.
me, where did that come from? Like, why do you want that? And the way that I explained to you guys about the bodies intertwining, I was like, Daddy, that's art. I said, it's
Yeah.
like looking at sculptures that move and like do things and interact, how they look at each other in the eyes. And I know that a lot of it at that time was like acting, but it was still really cool to be able to see body parts that are different than my own. Even as a developing young woman, seeing women's breasts, different sizes, different
Mhm.
areolas, different colors of the areolas and the nipples.
Yeah.
Men, it wasn't even just about their penis. It was like how they like carried themselves and their energy.
Yeah.
And to me, like that had me really on a spiral of like, I need to know what's going like how can I get into this without like I don't know where am I gonna go when I get into this? Like I am a porn director and stuff. So like for
Okay.
me, it I manifest this for myself. But even like how I got into kink, that was me really tapping into an energy of dating this older guy who literally was laying in my bed and said, you could do anything you want to me. And I was like, I could punch you in the face. I could slap
Oh.
you. Like, I could tie you up. I can gag ball you. Like, and he was like, yeah, you could do anything to me, whatever you want to do. And I remember that night we had did sensory deprivation, and I
Yeah.
deprived him of every one of his senses. I really wanted to, I'm such a nerd, but I was very experimental. And I
Yeah.
was like, I wonder how intense things could be if you can't see, hear, smell, taste, like all of it. So I had like put headphones in his ear, like little earbuds or whatever. And then I had put my panties in his mouth. I had like a nose, like a what's it called, a clothespin. I
Yeah.
would
Yeah.
put that on every so often because I want him to, to not be able to breathe. But I definitely like had moments where I would either take my panties out his mouth so he can breathe, put them back in, and then like I had blindfolded him and I like bound his hands and his feet, so he was in my bed basically like like that and butt naked, and I did whatever I wanted to. It wasn't sadistic things that I was doing. I was just really experimental. Like I was playing with his nipples to see what happened when I played with his nipples. I would, fondle his balls and his penis. Like I started like biting and nibbling on him and like scratching him and stuff. And to see a grown man squirm in that way and then like actually have an orgasm and produce an orgasm without me being penetrated. I was like, oh, well, I want to do this for the rest of my life. Like, this is something that I truly enjoy.
Well done.
I tell them all the time. I said,
Well done. Yep.
people downplay that, but experiencing sex with like a much older man will change your life. And I even tell my girlfriends often, I said, hey, if you ever get the opportunity and it presents itself, sleep with an older man because you about to be on a whole nother level and a whole nother world of kink, all of that for because they just more open. Like they don't come from that era of podcast bros telling you what you can and cannot
Yeah.
do,
Yeah. Yeah.
what's gay,
Yeah.
what's heteronormal,
Yeah.
normative.
Yeah.
It really depends on the open-mindedness of the individual too, because you
Yeah.
do have a lot of older men who are super duper homophobic.
Yeah.
But I
Okay,
feel
yeah.
like once they're behind closed doors with a woman that they find extremely attractive and they like,
Mhm,
want to be around all the time and want to, I say make proud, like they want me to look at them and be like, you're amazing. I want to be around you all the time. For me, being able to experience that particular person in that time, I want to say about 22, and he was like 30, 33,
okay.
something at that time. Um, but like even in that time frame of what we were doing, it was something that was new for him, one, and it was two, it was a young woman taking advantage of his body. That's like
Yeah.
a fantasy for a lot of men too. Some men like older women. I don't knock that because I
Yeah.
aspire to be a cougar at some point in my life. But I do believe that just being able to be with someone who's like way super more like open-minded,
Mhm,
who doesn't automatically um demonize something or like label something as like gay or things
Yeah.
like that of that nature.
Yeah.
So for me, I enjoy pegging men. That's
Uh-oh.
one of my actual
Uh-oh.
fetishes too. So
Dominique, there you go. There you
she does.
go.
yeah,
I,
that's
she does, and I'm like, and
yeah. I
I
have
feel
a
like
lot of
when I see it, I'm like, I want to be like you when I grow up so bad. Oh,
it's super duper empowering. I have so many damn pegging nicknames. The one that I've named myself recently was doing the bending, doinda bending.
Oh, great.
I was like, I needed that one. I needed that name.
that's
But it's
funny.
so many. It's so many. Like I'm also very into anime and like
Okay.
Naruto. They have the Hokage with Naruto, so they call me the Stroke Kage. Just like I said, it's just so many different names, but I even have like a little Telegram group for men who are really into pegging and stuff so they can be able to feel comfortable in that space and not feel like shamed
Yeah.
or dehumanized or any type of like negativity towards their pleasures and the way that they're passionate about it. I want them to be able to find and like I wanted to create that space for them to be able to
Yeah.
openly send me news and not send me dick pics. They sending me butthole pics and they're like, "Look, madam, look what I did for you." Things like that
Damn.
of that nature. But yeah, it's cool like to be able to like um explore in ways to where you explore with people that are open-minded. I think
Yeah.
just it's very rare that I've been around somebody that's not as open-minded. I've been around older men who will say very homophobic things. I stopped dating them because I
Yeah.
am queer. So
That's
for
Yeah.
me,
Yeah.
even if
Yeah.
I am femme presenting and I look like a straight woman to people at the end of the day, like I'm not. I'm gay as hell. So for me, for you, when you're saying something that a man does is gay, I'm like, that's weird. It makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So it just is what it is. I know we live in a society where a lot of people are very closed-minded in
Right.
certain ways, but you would be surprised by that's why we have so many down low men too. But you would
Yeah.
be surprised
Yeah.
by how many straight men who are into pegging
Oh yeah. It's become a
and
lot
they hold.
more common now. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have made a post recently on Twitter. I'm into a rant because this guy voluntarily sat there and commented on my post about the fact that he would never let me peg him. And I was like, it's funny that you projected that energy and I never even asked to peg you. Like I never brought that up. And I said, the thing about that is you equating like men who get pegged as like weak. But
Right.
a lot of the men that I have pegged like are super duper into like sports. They're strong as hell, like bodybuilders, athletes. I've pegged NFL players. Like it's men that are in martial arts, like super, like men that's benching 300 plus, like leg press 300, 400 plus. So for me, when you're saying that, I'm like, I bet you you can't beat their ass. Like I bet you if you saw them in the club, if you say, oh, you nigga, you gay because you get pegged, they beat your ass. Like that's just that. And I love that. I love being able to, I love masculine men, and I love feminine men too, but I love masculine men who are naturally in their and comfortable within their masculinity so much to where they are comfortable enough to understand that their G spot is their prostate. And they want to be able to receive that pleasure. So that's really cool.
She said key element there was,
I mean, we
comfortable enough in their masculinity to get paid. That to me,
Yeah.
I'm like, and one thing I think that people also have to understand is like when you're interacting with a, like a man or a woman interacting with a man or vice versa. I think it's one of those things like we're sharing an experience. So why are we so quick to label what we're doing here? We're having this experience. We're exchanging energy and having a good time. So why does it matter what we're doing? Like, and I feel like a lot of men would like. I always tell them. I said a lot of niggas would be out especially in our community, if it wasn't so. Oh my God, if there was no shame surrounding their sexuality, kink, whatever the case may be, they will be out.
So that's the reason why sexuality is on a spectrum. People don't realize that this spectrum is far and wide. Wherever you lay it, I don't believe. Like my fiance and I had a conversation, and he was like, "Do you?" He said, "I believe that there are humans that are 100% straight." He said, "But those humans that are 100% straight are so comfortable with their like heterosexual identity that like they don't have to project homophobic." Energy towards anybody, right? So there is this spectrum, because I said I feel like everybody has a little gayness within them, some form of attraction to something. Because at the end of the day, I grew up knowing that men would go and play football together, and they would go into the locker rooms and they're all naked, showering. Men go like they're in spaces to where like you're working out, you're making like grunting noises, like you are when you are playing football, y'all are like this, y'all touching each other the start wrestling is so many. I could go on and on about that, but I don't project and say somebody is gay. I don't give somebody their sexual identity. That's for them to be able to determine for themselves. But the level of, like you said, I feel like a lot more men will be more comfortable and open about their sexuality if we didn't have a lot of misogyny. And and internal misogyny too. Like there's a lot of women. I was a part of a Telegram group for bisexual Black men. They were like, Madam Carmen, it would be an honor for you to be a part of this Telegram group. And one of the questions that they asked in the Telegram group was, when you go on a date with a woman, when do you let her know that you're bisexual? It was so many men in there saying that they would never let them know. And I was like, why? But they were saying we have to protect our peace. It's just like if a trans woman was to come out and say, hey, I'm trans, sometimes that could put them in a space of like of hostility. Somebody could be violent towards them. So it's the same when it comes to bisexual men. When they're telling women, now you got this woman being like, you a fag, you gay, you're disgusting, like you probably got HIV, like all of these things that they project. But the reality behind it is, I think that a lot of people, my theory on that is, people revolve so much sexual pleasure around penis. Because women, like straight women, love penis. So they're like, oh, I love penis so much that if you're bisexual, you would pick penis over pussy. And that's do you understand what I'm saying? As soon as you say I'm bisexual, you're like, oh, pussy, nah, you like penis for real. You just saying you bisexual because you're trying to hide, you're down low. But in reality, how come a woman can be bisexual? I love pussy and I love penis. I love them both equally. Like there's there is like moments where I love to be penetrated, and there's moments where I love to fucking bump my coochie on a coochie. So
yeah. What?
and so
Dominique.
I'm just
We
being
need that
100.
No, we
on a coochie.
yeah.
So I feel like, why can't men explore that as well? Why can't men say, yeah, I love, and then you don't even know whether a top or a bottom or verse. So now
Right.
you're
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, you like penis, that means you're receiving it. Not all straight, I mean, not all gay men or bisexual or pansexual men are being penetrated.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Some men just may find men attractive physically, and like, not, there's a such thing as asexuality. There are straight and gay people who are asexual, who don't want to have
Oh
anything
yeah.
to do with like sexual activity, but find themselves like, romantically in love with somebody or attracted to somebody and not sexually attracted to them. It's like, that's why I said the spectrum that we all live on, even if you want to denounce it or, say that it's not something that's real, it exists because there's levels to that, to where
Yeah.
you could be comfortable enough to be yourself and express things. Like, I really wish that more men would compliment other men when they see them in public, and not make it homoerotic. Just be
Right.
like,
Right.
oh, I love y'all. I love what you got on, man. You put that shit on. I love your outfit.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
women do that shit all the time. Girl,
Yeah,
you look so
yeah,
cute. Where you get that
yeah.
outfit from? Men is
Yeah.
like, they will go in the car and be like, I liked his shoes. Did you see his shoes? Why you ain't tell him?
Right.
you know? So like, I feel like we just need to be more open. I really do wish that men were able to have conversations in the barbershop. That's where I'm
Yeah,
saying,
yeah, yeah,
in the
yeah.
barbershop, and be like, man, I got pegged last night. That shit was great. Like the way
I
that you talk about
mean,
getting head. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
normalizing it to that degree, because you just create space. I was like, I've made a joke and I said, I feel like pegging wouldn't be something that's very mainstream until Future, or I don't know, some like rapper that men love that's super duper masculine. 21 Savage be in here like, yeah, Lotto pegs me.
21.
He might
Yeah,
know. I'm
like,
kidding.
the moment they say that, because that's what happened with Eden Coochie. Lil
Yeah.
Oh
Wayne and
yeah,
everybody
no,
else was
yeah,
like,
yeah,
yeah, I eat
yeah,
pussy. And then same
yeah,
with like
yeah.
eating, same with eating butt. Like, that became normalized when certain rappers were
Well,
like, yeah, I eat my girl's ass.
I
And
mean, is
what
it
you gonna do?
really normalized now? Like, I feel like eating
Yeah.
ass with
I
normal
feel like
folks
it's
is still
normal
a little
because
I
bit of
don't think I've
attached
ever
to it.
heard a black
Have you?
man call Kevin Gates gay ever since he said that. Kevin Gates has been, I eat booty, I eat booty, I eat booty. I have never heard somebody be like, I don't mess with Kevin Gates, I listen to his music because he
Yeah,
gay. I've never heard a man say that.
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
I
Like,
think again, no, she's definitely, because I think it was even a conversation of like, and when we talk about the concept of even men getting their ass ate that are straight, you have more men coming out and saying that she's absolutely correct. Because I remember it was like a conversation even surrounding like Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union talking about their like things that they do or whatever, and that was one of the things. So it's like
yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Tank talked about it too. Tank talked about
yeah,
how he gets his butt ate.
yeah, he
Like,
looked
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, no, I feel like we are seeing it with more celebs, but I do feel like with like a lot of normal, like everyday other people, it is like a little bit more like 50-50 some. I mean, I still get sometimes shamed because I'm very much like, well, everything goes with each other. So if I'm eating pussy, I eat ass like all the time. Like it got to be clean. But I'm like, oh yeah, I like eat ass. You eat ass, really? And I'm like, it's 2026. Like, why would it's not gonna eat
men were
itself?
eating ass, men and women were eating ass in the 70s, in the
Yeah,
60s and
yeah,
70s.
yeah,
When we talk about porn and stuff like that, it doesn't matter if you gay or straight.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
not even the point. But the thing about it is like, when you are open about certain things, I want people to stand on business.
That
You are
part. Yeah, yeah,
untouchable when you stand on business.
yeah,
A
yeah,
great
yeah.
example of that to me is like when you watched 8 Mile and Eminem came on stage and started talking shit about himself. And that man sat there and was like,
Yeah.
Well, I don't have nothing to say about this man because he stood on business. He was like,
Yeah,
yeah, you're
yeah,
gonna say
yeah.
I live in a trailer. You'll say I live in a trailer park. You're gonna say I'm a white dude that acts
Yeah.
black. You're gonna say that I'm poor. You're gonna
Yeah,
say my
yeah.
baby mama's a crackhead.
Yeah,
Now I
yeah,
said all
yeah.
the things and I've owned up to that. Like, what
Yeah.
can you say?
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
one
yeah.
of the biggest examples of that because he was so highly praised after that. They were like,
Yeah.
yeah, he kept it real. If we talk about
Yeah.
keeping things real, but the reality behind that is people shy behind their discretions, if you will.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
Absolutely.
they shy behind that because that's the reason why I be thinking that men are gay, because you care about what another man think. That's the
Yeah.
reason why a lot of men don't come out and say things, because you care about what another man think. And if you really straight, you would only want the
Yeah.
validation
You're
of
not worried
women.
about it. Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't,
Yeah,
you know what
yeah.
I'm saying? Like I've had certain conversations with guys when they tell me how they love me because I'm a woman that's so open about pegging, and I'm comfortable with black men specifically are like, I love you because why are there not more women like you who
Yeah,
openly be
yeah,
like,
yeah.
this? And I've had a conversation with this guy. I remember I said, do your friends know that you get pegged? And he was like, no. And I was like, your best friend in the whole wide world. How long have y'all been friends? We've been friends since I was in elementary school, since I was like 5 or 6. And he does not know that you enjoy getting pegged. And he was like, well, why does he need to know that? I said, it's not that he needs to know that, but
Yeah, yeah.
y'all casually have conversations about, because I know what women do. Oh, yeah, he ate my pussy so good. Like, or
Yeah,
any of
yeah,
those
yeah.
different things. Y'all have those conversations about, oh, yeah, I got my dick sucked for 30 minutes or whatever.
Yeah, yeah,
Whatever
yeah.
those conversations are that you have with your homeboys, why is that not tied into that?
Yeah, yeah,
And then
no,
I
it's a
said, and then it was like, well, it doesn't matter. But then I said, okay, so if they find out that you are someone who gets pegged, are you going to own up to that? Or are you
yeah.
going to be like, yeah, you've been knowing me since I was 5 years old. Are you still going to be my friend? Is that
Right.
really your friend if they don't want to be your friend
Right.
no more after that?
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
just where I would feel like that to me, like you don't have to. My fiance and I had that conversation because my fiance is a cisgender man and
Mhm.
he's pansexual. He
Okay.
identifies as pansexual. And I was like, your friends know you pansexual. And he's like, yeah. And he's like, but I don't openly talk about my sexuality to anybody unless, like he said, why do I need to do that? And I said, you don't have to. I'm not saying that you have to, but if somebody was to ask you, are you pansexual? Are you going to say yes? And he was like, yeah. And I said, okay. But there
Yeah.
are people who identify, like I said, those men that was in that Telegram group that were like bisexual, and they was like, yeah, I wouldn't tell a woman. I said, so then you'll get upset when she's spearing out homophobic things when y'all get in a serious relationship.
Yeah,
You might
yeah,
as well
yeah.
come up, be upfront about it. Let her say all of her homophobic stuff and then find somebody else that you can date.
Yeah.
Stop trying to house people
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and
Yeah.
possess people who don't respect you or aren't on the same level of like ethics and morale and beliefs
Yeah,
as
yeah,
you.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I
That's
like
just how I feel about it.
so Madam Carmen, so I want to know because obviously you are very, very open. I love it. Have you though ever experienced any sort of backlash, any shame? I mean, I'm really curious.
Mm, I mean, I got the dudes who I reject on
Yeah,
like social media who would randomly, if I reject them, they would say, you be fucking, and it's not even really about me, it'd be about the
yeah,
men.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You fucking these weak gay men and da, 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 da. And I'd be like,
Damn.
that's why I said it was funny that man said that, but you had nothing else negative because you follow me on social media. It's
Right.
a
So
reason why you
yeah,
follow me.
he's
My
curious. That's why.
yeah.
Yeah.
One of my partners even said that they was like 80% of your content is you with your strap on. Even if you're not pegging a man, like you have your strap on and you're equating it to your penis as it's attached to you. And I
Mhm.
said, right, I have big dick energy. So a lot of times when I am posting pictures and stuff on my social or
Yeah,
on my
yeah.
platforms, it's me in that era. Even if I am like femme presenting, you'll look down and be like, oh, she got her strap on. You're following me. You're going to
Yeah.
see that.
Yeah,
You
Yeah.
yeah,
know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So like to
Yeah.
me personally, I was sitting here trying to think about it, but like even when it comes to my family and stuff, nobody
Mhm.
has said anything to me
Oh, great.
about
Yeah,
like
great.
that. But my father knew before he passed away. Like he knew that I was a sex worker. He knew what I was doing and stuff, and he was still saying he was proud of me because I own my life. I am in control of my narrative. And he was like, as long as you protecting yourself and you safe and you not in harm's way, like, do your thing. Cause he said, I'm very proud of you. Cause you're not doing something because somebody has told you that you should. Like no man has got in your life and was like, yeah, you gonna sell your body, or, I'm not being pimped out. I own my autonomy. I am in control of my autonomy to that degree. So I've not, and I honestly don't. I think that's why I keep telling men to like own it up to it. When you have a I don't give a fuck attitude, that shit it runs right off of you. Like people don't even, there's nothing that you can, that's what I'm saying. That whole Eminem analogy is so real to me because there's literally nothing that you can say without me have already said it about me. You know what I'm saying? I will come to you and say, I actually love sucking men's toes. What you gonna be like? Oh, you a toe sucking bitch. You nasty bitch sucking. Okay, like what are you gonna say to try to hurt my feelings? Because I'm gonna be like, yeah, you're right. I won't suck yours, but you want me to. That's why you're bringing it up.
But, right. I'm like, your toes must be ugly. That's why you mad.
Like literally, you won't show your feet. I know you won't. Like at the end of the day, don't nobody want to see your feet. They probably stink. Like you probably know this about yourself. You probably keep your shoes outside of your house, and you have to sit your socks on the porch on the patio because they stink. So for like the reality behind it is, like I said, I just want people to be able to walk in their truth.
Amen.
I walk in my truth so well and so effortlessly that I didn't even realize that this was not normal until people was pointing it out, and it was like, you really don't care. And I was like, I thought we all didn't care.
Right.
Like I grew up like this. I grew up and I was raised with, like, people would think that you being a young lady being raised by a man that is supposed to be a strict household. My father, I'm such a like free spirited young woman. Like I grew up, I'm artsy, like I'm super nerdy, like I was always expressive in how I dressed. My room was pink and purple, and I painted he was like, let's go get the paint. You paint it whatever color you want, however you want to decorate it. I don't care. So I grew up in this environment to where like it cultivated who I am now to the point to where when people aren't walking in their truth, like to me, it's the opposite of how they feel about me. I'd be like, I really don't understand. Yeah, like I don't. What's stopping you? Oh, you care about what people think? I didn't know that people care about what people think. Like I literally didn't know that until people were telling me, like, yeah, people care, and I'm like, why? Like you only get one life, yo.
Yeah,
like,
no, seriously.
So in saying that, like, people kind of pass judgment on you. Like, what are some of the things that people say? Because like I said, like I know how I've found you and seen even your content. Like we first met, and then following you. I'm like, oh damn, she really like doing the damn thing. You give air sign energy, by the way, but I feel like you're not an air sign.
I'm an Aquarius, so definitely yes.
I love it. Where were you born at?
I was like, that's me, because like that's my response to stuff. And somebody says something, I'm like, why do you fucking care? And so, like, what are some of the craziest things like that people have like said to you in walking in your truth? Because a lot of people don't know themselves.
Yeah, that's what
it's just more of the admiration. Like when I go to conventions and when I'm in spaces with people in public, whether it's an event, a munch, a meetup, whatever it is, I hate to say it and I'm not saying it in a braggadocious way. I get like celebrity treatment.
Okay.
Like people love to be around me because I'm just naturally who I am.
Yeah.
And
relatable
like,
content.
Huh?
I said relatable content.
Yeah, like it's to me, like I've had dom women come to me and be like, I buy your content because I never get to see like women
Yeah.
like dress sexy and like peg men and actually enjoy it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not looking at the camera like, you guys like that? You like that? Like I'm actually, you know what I'm saying,
Immersive.
actually in it, and I'm actually having orgasms. I'm actually like,
Yeah.
we're in the moment, and I
Yeah. Yeah.
enjoy being able to express myself in that way. Um so like I went to Houston. Oh, you asked me where I'm originally from. I'm originally
Oh
from
yeah.
St. Louis.
Stop it.
Um
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
yeah, I'm from the south
What
side of St. Louis.
South side? Yeah. South side here. Okay, South side. Yep.
Yeah.
That's
West
me
side till
too.
I die.
Yeah. What like
South
high school did you go to?
I went to Oakville,
Okay, so Oakville. Damn, wow. Oh, I
Melville
love it.
School District.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No, it is. I mean, this is. I'll be very honest. I don't know a lot of women like you, especially Black women from St. Louis like you,
Yeah.
that are very open and standing on business like this.
I will say this. St. Louis raised me. Houston made me.
Ooh,
Yeah.
okay, okay. I like it. Yeah,
Does that
I
make
like it.
sense? Like I
Yeah,
was
yeah,
raised in St. Louis, but
Out here.
to
Yeah.
be to develop the to be who I am and be able to walk and live in this
yeah,
openly, Houston.
yeah, yeah. No, I get
Being
that.
going to like moving to Houston, it's small in St. Louis.
Yeah,
I
it's
didn't
very small. Yeah,
care. I
yeah,
really didn't care. But I made a post on my social recently about the fact that I was like, I said I would probably be somebody's baby mama if I stayed in St. Louis. Like
damn.
I would
Yeah,
be somebody's baby
yeah,
mama, or I'd be fucking gangsta boo or some shit, trapping or something.
damn.
I don't know. But
Yeah, yeah,
like I was doing stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like finding my kinks and stuff
yeah,
was me going into a whole different environment
yeah,
where
yeah,
I remember this guy telling me like nobody knows who you are. You could literally lie and say that you are a whole different person than who you were in St. Louis. You can
yeah,
say
yeah,
lie your name. You could do this. I didn't want to do that, but I was
yeah,
like, that's
yeah.
actually pretty fascinating. But it opened my mind up to realize that I'm an adult. Like I moved to Houston when I was 21. 21,
Okay,
22 years old. So
okay.
I'm newly an adult
Yeah,
on my
yeah, yeah,
own, like
yeah,
navigating in spaces on my own. Like I only have an uncle. At that time, I only had an uncle that was there, and
yeah,
my sister was there for a little bit, my big sister and stuff. So like I didn't have like, and then it's super big. You know what I'm saying? Like it's super big to
yeah,
where you
yeah,
can meet somebody, go on a date with them, and never see them again, and live in
yeah,
the same city.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
that has
yeah,
happened
yeah,
to me numerous of times.
yeah,
But once I found my tribe, I think that was something too, because I
yeah,
was such a quirky, awkward girl growing
yeah,
up in St. Louis. Like I said,
yeah, yeah,
super
yeah,
duper nerdy
yeah,
and stuff. And like I wasn't adaptive to my environment. That's why I said like I probably would have just settled for something in St. Louis. Whereas I knew that I love being like artistic. I knew I
yeah,
love
yeah,
to be an expressionist and stuff in the ways that I am, however I express myself, and the
yeah,
fashion and the ways that I dressed. Quite
yeah.
different. When I moved to Houston, everybody's like, "Are you from New York? You dress like you're from New York." And I was like, "No, I just wear whatever I like,
Yeah.
whatever
Yeah,
I want to wear, whatever
yeah,
I
yeah,
feel." But like, I don't think about what people think about it. I'm
yeah,
not wearing it
yeah,
like I should wear a white shirt with black pants because that's like normal for people to ingest. I really don't care.
yeah,
I would wear stripes with curves and loops and stuff, and people are like, "You wearing black and white pants with a brown and blue shirt?" Sure
mhm,
am. And you
Mhm.
look good. Thank you. I
love
appreciate
it,
it. But it's
love
like I
it,
said,
love it.
walking in your truth. So
Yeah,
for me, just going out into the world of being myself and being able to literally walk into that,
yeah,
and
yeah,
still from afar, all of my loved ones in St. Louis cheering me on in
yeah,
every step of the way.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah,
proud of you. You doing it. You
yeah.
even when I
So
was in my struggling phase of like didn't like the fear of being unhoused and like things like
yeah,
that,
yeah,
I
yeah, yeah,
still was able to like cultivate a tribe for myself.
yeah,
So like when I go to Houston, St. Louis is home, but Houston is also home too.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
When I
yeah,
go to Houston, I have family. I have a tribe there. I have
yeah,
people that look forward to seeing me,
yeah,
especially that are part of the art community, the pro-black community. Like
yeah,
I am still an activist,
yeah.
like the kink community, the queer
Yay!
community,
Yeah,
like all of those are very intersectional when you
Yeah.
move to when you're living in Houston. But when I'm there, I'd be like, I know you. Yeah, we used to hang out back, and you used to go to that one thing. Okay, you done can't like it's like maybe, oh, you super pro black, so you've been to the pro black events, but you also are like an artist. So like now I know you in two different like communities and type of
Right.
thing. So my
Yeah,
tribe
yeah,
is
yeah,
it's very like knit. So when
yeah,
I did really walk into my truth, it was like, wow, like who are you?
yeah,
You
yeah, yeah,
know,
yeah,
and that just became, I mean, it just became who I am. I live in
yeah, yeah,
Vegas
yeah.
now, but
Okay,
like
okay.
it's just like I said, for me, it was something that wasn't, it was effortless. I never second guessed. I stopped thinking about what people thought about when my daddy called me a follower when I was in elementary school. And
Mm-hmm.
I did not like how
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah,
felt.
yeah,
My dad
yeah,
was like, I
yeah,
thought you were supposed to be a leader. You a
yeah,
follower? I didn't know
yeah,
you was a follower. And I was
yeah.
like, but I'm not. What do you
Mm-hmm.
I looked up to my father. So him calling me a
Yeah,
follower, I'm
follower.
like,
Yeah,
I don't want to be that. I want to be a leader. And
yeah,
that
yeah,
was
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I like
I
it.
start I really just don't care about what people think. Cause
Yeah,
honestly, it's a
yeah,
lot of projection. It's
yeah. I agree.
99.9% of just projecting because you're so scared
Yeah, yeah,
to walk in your truth the way that I do.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But this is something that has been cultivated since I was a little kid.
I
It
love
wasn't
it.
just
Yeah,
something that I just like randomly discovered, you
yeah,
know. So being able to be that young girl who can ask her daddy about porn stuff and him not like be weird about it. I didn't go through any like sexual like assaults or
yeah,
child stuff.
yeah,
Like I didn't
yeah,
go
yeah,
through any of that with my father. He was
yeah,
like, be careful.
yeah, yeah. I
Be
love it.
careful out there. But
I
like
love
he
it.
wanted to make sure that any questions I asked, I got the answers from him and not outside of the house.
Yeah,
I wasn't
yeah.
curious to be like, let me
Smart.
go ask some random man. I was like, I got a
Right.
man in my house. Let me ask
That's
him real
great.
quick.
Great. Yeah, yeah.
So
I mean, that's really
So
good for your dad to provide
yeah,
that safety, like that space for you to be able to do that. Because, like you said, a lot of people don't. Their dads are not like that at all. They freak out, and then that's those honest conversations, or not having those honest conversations, is how you end up down the road in like places that you don't want to be because
literally,
dad was
yeah,
because you're
afraid.
being rejected. That's why I said I
Yeah,
feel like that sense of like not being able to walk in your truth is it stems from codependency.
yeah,
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 Like you
yeah.
really depend on someone's like validation to be able to define who you are. When I don't need that. My father has passed away since 2018. I feel like that really opened up like the I
Yeah,
don't give a fuck.
yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
his validation was the only validation that honestly mattered to me
Mattered. Yeah,
because
yeah, yeah,
he wouldn't steer me wrong and he
yeah.
wouldn't say you should do what I suggest. I would call him and be like, this is what's going on. What do you think?
Think. Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
he'll say, what have you been thinking about? He wouldn't just give me an answer. He would make me like critically think with
That's
him.
good.
Like,
No, I love
you
that.
know,
I
what
love
have
it.
you thought about since you thought about it? Well, I thought about this. What made you think about that? Well, this, that, and the other. And you think that that would be smart? Well, actually, I feel like this would be smart. Well, if you feel like that'd be smart, then I feel like that's what you should go with. You know,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that was
yeah,
Good.
how we do it.
Good.
He wouldn't just be like, "Don't do that. You should do this."
Yeah,
I wouldn't. It was always like being able to have that critical thinking
yeah,
father and like being able to have that.
yeah, yeah.
He was just super open with me and like I just never I never felt scared to tell him things.
Okay.
Whoever I was dating,
Yeah, yeah.
when I started dating women, he was like, he made a joke. I remember him saying like, "Good, you ain't gonna get pregnant." I
Ooh.
was like, I was like
I love
19.
daddy.
That's
Yeah,
funny.
like I was like 19, and he was like, "Well, keep fucking like keep doing that, cause."
Dang. He was like, do your thing. Do your
Yeah,
thing.
like you ain't gonna come up and be like, "Daddy, some man got me
Oh
pregnant," you
man.
know.
Yeah.
But the
Right.
reality of that was like even with his mom, I was raised by my daddy and my grandma, and like both of them were like, "What you can practice whatever religious practice you choose, like I do whatever that makes you happy as long as it's something that you've decided on your own and you've done the
Yeah.
research on."
Yeah, yeah,
Not
yeah.
just, oh yeah, I'm dating this guy and he's Buddhist, so I'm gonna be a Buddhist with him. Like
Yeah.
I'd never that was
Yeah.
never and it's still not like,
yeah. So, Madam Carmen, we cannot let you off of here without me asking you this. So, and I feel like we dabbled on this like earlier, but we want to know though specifically, what are your kinks though? Like
my kinks
what's
are my
like
fetishes.
your kinks, specifically your kinks. Like what's your like go to, like I enjoy these, like these are for me. What are Madam Carmen's kinks?
Well, I have a long list.
That's okay. I do too. That's okay.
Like it's
That is
super
okay.
duper extensive.
Yeah, me too.
I want to make sure for the record for people who do dabble into kinks and fetishes and who are interested, who may potentially want to divulge themselves into the kink community, the BDSM community, is super duper important to self-negotiate.
Yes.
I can't stress this enough. Self-negotiate and learn what your likes and don't and what your do's and don'ts are, what your likes and dislikes are. That's what creates and cultivates your list. So for me, personally, it changes, it evolves, it differs and stuff. Like right now, I'm really like I still love, but I love but like I don't know. I love anal play. In all capacities. So I love that. I love big titties
of course
on my face.
Yeah, of course.
I love being squished or
smothered.
do this to me.
Yeah.
I love that so much. I also like my face sat on.
Yes.
That's wonderful for me. That brings me so much joy.
Yeah.
And so
Do you sit on faces too? You sit like on faces? Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm like,
excuse
you
me.
don't
Okay,
even have to ask that question.
Absolutely. It's
Right.
So that's the reason why I know, like, I feel like you can't be a really good dom unless you've done some of the things, if not all of the things that you are trying to do to someone else. So a lot of the kinks that I have participated in, like where as far as topping is concerned, I've actually I've bottomed in a lot of those. I've like received the pleasure as well because I wanted to know what it was like. And I fell in love with being face set and smothered. That's a big thing for me. Like
it's a classic. It's a classic.
It's like it's one of the greatest forms of asphyxiation play. This is something that I can be okay with. I would prefer doing it to other people. I don't necessarily need that. If you wanted to like take my breath away, just sit on my face. Sit right here on my face and let me try to fight for my life a little bit. I enjoy that.
Now, when people are sitting on your face, are they like, is this in the setting of like them like, oh, I'm on my phone talking or doing whatever, or is it like you still no,
that is definitely a thing. So one of my partners, well, two of my partners, we have a scene that we produced. It's one of my favorite scenes. It's called Sit on Madam's Face. And one's a guy and one's a woman. And they both take turns sitting on somebody is like ass their face this way while I'm laying down, and somebody's like basically face the other way. So they're ass to ass, and my face is right in between. So it would be sit on my face, get up. This person sit on my face, get up. Person sit on my face, get up. Then they both got on my face and was like, boom, clap, clap, clap. That's like that was my favorite because also like I had my eyes closed, and for me, I was trying to figure out like it wasn't even about eating. I wasn't but I also could feel like testicles on my nose. I felt like the peach fuzz from the coochie was like on my lips at points. So I'm just like, oh my God, it's like the best of both worlds. I don't
you
know
everything.
How to explain that. But
Everything.
It was so much fun. And then I loved how much fun they were having with it. They were having they was playing games and stuff like, let's see
Yeah.
who can, clap on her face faster
Yeah,
and like
yeah,
different
yeah.
things. And then the giggling from
Yeah.
them, like all of those different things. Like
Yeah.
I love that. I'm a hedonist and I'm very super duper primal. So
What's that? Hedonist?
that's a pleasure lover. I'm in love
Okay.
with pleasure. I'm in
Okay.
love
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
receiving pleasure in all capacities.
Yeah.
Someone who, if I discover like one pleasure that I recently well, not recently, but like I discovered that I enjoy is getting my eyebrows massaged. Like if
Okay.
I'm
Oh, yeah,
laying
yeah,
down with
yeah,
my
yeah,
partner and they're
yeah,
just doing this to my
yeah,
face,
yeah, yeah,
it's such a pleasurable, soothing
yeah,
feeling
yeah, yeah,
that brings me so much pleasure. And I'm
yeah,
like, I
yeah,
used to tell my ex all the time, like when we lay down and they would just want to hug me like this, and I'd be like, rub my
yeah,
eyebrow.
yeah,
And they
yeah,
like,
yeah,
rub your eyebrow. And
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah. It's
stroke,
erotic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
stroke my eyebrow,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
things like that. I like being able to find ways to receive pleasure that are very abnormal, that are just out of the pocket. And don't have all it doesn't always have something to do with your genitalia.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like we have as humans, we hold a lot of areas of like where our erogenous zones are located everywhere.
yeah. I
You
agree.
know,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
so it's just like gentle touches and hugs. I remember a woman was talking to me about how she thought I was so beautiful. She looked at me in my eyes and she was just like, "You're so beautiful to me." And she was doing this with her thumbs on my like
yeah.
how she was
That's like
holding
yeah,
me.
yeah, yeah,
And I was sitting here and I was like, "You're making my
yeah.
coochie like wet."
And
And I got really like super duper shy because
yeah,
it
yeah,
was
yeah,
like my first time ever experiencing that form of like that. I didn't even know that was going to bring me pleasure.
yeah,
It could
yeah,
have been
yeah,
Yeah.
the eye contact with the affirmations and like she smelled good. It's like it
yeah,
could have been a mixture of all of that, but I just remember her holding my arms and
yeah,
looking at
yeah,
me and like grazing her thumbs up and
yeah,
down like my biceps. And I was
yeah,
like, wow. So like I said, I'm a hedonist, but I'm also super duper primal. Henceforth, why I love ass and
yeah,
like
yeah,
getting my face set. Like I like biting. I
yeah,
love sucking.
yeah,
Biting is one of my favorite things, and scratching are one of my favorite things too. So
yeah, yeah. Like I feel like the more, I mean, I'm somebody that likes a lot of like rough kinks too. So like the biting, the scratching,
giving or receiving,
both. I don't care. Both. I don't care.
same,
Yeah,
same.
no, but I also feel like, and we had another guest that likes this, and this one is a little bit more like expensive, but I also like clothes being like ripped off and stuff like that. But if somebody wearing something expensive though, it's like, okay, those my expensive boxers right there. Like you can't rip those off now, but
You got to prepare for kinks. You got to
yeah, you
prepare for
do.
play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I feel like Darren, for the most part, you kind of
I do.
are.
Yeah, no. I
Yeah.
mean, we
You kind of
like
know what you about to walk into.
yeah,
Yeah,
like right.
usually when I'm having a session with somebody, they usually ask me what it is that I want them to wear,
Yeah, yeah,
and I
yeah.
usually just say something black,
Yeah, no, that's
black,
honestly,
something
yeah, yeah,
wear black, and they're like black boxers, black boxer briefs. You could wear a black bra, you could wear a
yeah,
black thong, a black beret. I don't give a damn. Wear something black.
yeah, yeah,
That
yeah,
to me, like I said, it invokes something within me.
yeah.
But like I said, but I'm super primal, so I like growling too as well.
Oh yeah,
I
anything
love when
verbal.
people
Yeah,
Yeah, I love
I
all
anything
love
that.
when
verbal.
people are just within their natural realm of being able to express themselves. I feel
Yeah,
like a lot of times men who are vanilla, you don't really see that primalness come out of them till they're actually coming. Those
yeah,
normal noises that they make,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
ooh, ah, like all of that when they about to come. I get turned on by that, but I also like it throughout. Like my fiance growls. He actually like
Mhm.
growls. So like I can do certain things to him. He enjoys nipple play. Like I can
Yeah,
do
yeah,
certain things with
So,
him.
but I love when a
And
minute like nipple play. It's just something about it.
it is,
It
I
is
ain't
like
gonna
so orgasmic.
lie.
It just
yes,
turns me on so much, and I just be
yes to nipple play.
like,
Yes
yes. And I
to
remember the
nipple
first time
play.
like a
Yes.
guy asked me that, and I was kind of because a lot of like some of the encounters I've had where like even just like kind of pinching and like massaging, They're like,
Yeah.
oh, that doesn't do anything for me. And I'm like, man, you corny. But then when you got somebody that really was like, focus on that, do this while you like, sucking on my nipples, looking on my nipples. I'm like, yeah, that's what I thought.
I learned
Get here.
because when we would participate in mutual masturbation is also a kink of mine too.
Oh
So
yeah.
when we would
Oh yeah.
participate in mutual masturbation, I would see him stroking and also playing with his nipples, and I was like, noted,
Yeah.
noted. So then
Yeah.
now, like when I'm like doing things to him, I would have my mouth on one, playing and pulling and tugging the other, and then stroking or on top, and it's like you'll hear the and I'm like,
Yeah. Yeah. Like a kid
I'm
in the
doing
candy
it.
store.
I'm
Oh
doing it. Yeah,
man.
it's
Yeah.
such a
It's so
amazing
good.
feeling. I love the receptiveness of pleasure. That's why I said me being a hedonist is like
Yeah.
that's like I said, like being part of like practicing hedonism and
Yeah.
primal play. Put those two things together, and
Yeah.
you're gonna have the time of your life. But you got to be vulnerable in that. You have to be comfortable with
Yeah.
self because
Yeah.
things can go down that you've never experienced. You can mess around and get your face slapped, and you like, I've never got my face slapped before in my life, but that shit felt amazing. Like I just exploded,
Right.
That's how I
Right.
learned. I remember I had a partner many moons ago. This older guy I used to mess with, and he was on top of me, and spit was like dribbling off his lip, and I had never opened my mouth and received that
Damn.
before in my life.
Yeah.
He didn't go kapoo or nothing like that. It was just literally him looking me in my eyes and then like drip. And I could have literally been like, like don't be spitting. But I was like, I think I like this. As it was coming down,
Yeah.
it was like a moment of like, I'm gonna receive it. It's gonna happen. And then once it happened, I was like in my head, like it happened, and I'm
It
alive,
happened.
and it felt
That's funny.
great. And now we're both connected forever. And like there was like a whole moment
That's
of
great.
wow. But that's why I like primal play because I wouldn't have even been able to openly explore that.
Yeah.
And I would have messed up the whole moment by being like, or just taking his mouth and being like, "Oh, you spitting," and then
No.
But like I just took it in, and it wasn't something that he's never did it. He was like, I didn't know what. It was just feeling so good. I was drooling. He was literally just in a trance drooling because he was in a moment. He didn't even realize it was happening until it hit my like lip.
Yeah,
and I was like, no,
Listen, like sometimes when it's in the moment, you just have to let it happen. Like, so for instance, like I sometimes like water sports. Now, I don't like drinking it. However, recently I had a woman pissing on my face, and I don't know how it happened, but it started to get in my mouth some, and I'm like, oh, this is actually kind of nice. So she like low-key pissed in my mouth too, and I'm like, well, and I enjoyed it though. So
now you got me blushing.
What? What? You like that?
I'm primal.
Oh, that's right.
I am like super primal. Like I want you to say things to me that you want me to do to you that you would not ever say or have never done.
Yeah.
Like
No.
I've had a guy tell me to fart in his mouth.
Oh, damn.
I did that shit and fucking flicked my bean so hard. I came so hard.
Was it like you took a beat, or because it was like, damn, do I even have one ready? Like, did you just
because he was putting air in my butt from his penis.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
So it's like queefing, but butt queefing.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like a stank, I just ate fart. It was like you put a lot of air inside of me.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I laid on my stomach and he was like, you all right? I said, my stomach is full of air. And he was like, come here. And he picked me up by my
Damn.
legs and sat me on his face, and he was like, "Let it out on me, let it out on me, let that shit."
Oh, I
And he
love
starts
it.
spanking my ass cheeks and was like giving me that encouragement. And I was like, "Hold on." And to me too, like like I'm trying to like, you gotta like turn a certain way to get it out. You holding me. I can't,
Oh.
I gotta like press my stomach down a little bit, but it eventually like came out, and he was like, it made his lips vibrate. It was like a whole thing. But like in that moment, like he like sat me down on his face and like was jacking himself off. And I started playing with my pussy, and we came together. But it was
Yeah,
like
yeah. Yeah.
being able to have those outer body
Yeah,
experiences.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
To me, that is the truest form of kink, because
Yeah,
you don't
absolutely.
need all of the different toys and mechanisms
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
implements. You just need like an open mind and an imagination. Like
Yeah.
Yeah,
you just
yeah.
need to
Yeah,
be
yeah,
able to
yeah.
explore things and just have fun with it,
Yeah.
and not feel that ounce of regret. I know that I know that a lot of men say that they experience like post cum, like,
Clarity.
yeah,
Yeah.
I can't believe I just watched this. This was disgusting. Turn it off. Like I never ever feel like that after
Yeah,
I've,
yeah,
even
yeah,
when I'm watching porn, like I'm actually into that, to the point to
yeah,
where like if that was to happen to me, I'm like, if it was to happen in my face, if it
yeah.
was two people doing it, because I'm a voyeur, but if it was
Yeah,
happening in
yeah.
my face, I'm not gonna be like, you guys are disgusting. I'm gonna be like, I remember watching something like this. Y'all don't but like that post nut clarity to me, because some women told me that they've experienced that too, but for me, that post nut clarity stems from shame.
Oh
Like
yeah,
Yeah,
some
yeah,
form of you
yeah.
feel shame. Like I have men be like, I like watching trans porn. So you like chicks with dicks. That's awesome. Like, why are you whispering
Mhm.
it? Say that shit with your chest.
Yes,
Say
yeah,
you
yeah,
enjoy
yeah,
that.
yeah,
But I also want people to understand not to fetishize people in that way.
yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? Don't just say, "Oh, I watch trans porn, but I would never fuck a trans woman." Then
Stop,
you're
stop. Yeah,
you're
yeah,
fetishizing. Like at the end of the day, you pick a lane.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Pick a
love it.
lane and
Yeah,
be proud of the lane that you pick. That's how
yeah,
I feel
yeah.
about it.
so
So
If
I
I say
do.
I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna
Yeah,
do it.
yeah, yeah. No,
I do have a question. Like, so let's say since we're talking about kinks and everything, like, what is something you would tell somebody that's kind of they're curious and they want to explore and maybe even introduce something to their partner? Like, what would be your advice to them?
ooh, that's good. That's real good.
Like something that they want to explore that they have never explored, and they're like, "Hey, I'm curious about this." I get
Uh-huh.
those questions all the time. I'll just tell them make sure that it's with somebody that you trust, that you have had a conversation with, and that they consent to it. Those are
Okay. Yep.
the top three things. Make sure that they consent to it. I know that there are people and everybody likes what they like and don't like what they don't like. You
Mhm.
could be in a relationship with somebody for 10 years and be like, "Oh, I love, I will suck your toes." I don't want you sucking my toes. I don't like that.
Mhm.
You have to respect that. You know what I'm saying? I
I
mess around,
gotta
put
get
my own toes in my mouth.
great.
But
Mhm.
Knock the tooth out.
Mhm.
Wow. Where's that?
it's like when you saying that, like when I hear a big woman be like, "If I sit on you, I'ma hurt you." You're not.
Oh
Sit on
no!
me.
Listen, oh no! Out of nowhere, I've had my toe sucked, and it was like, oh, like in that foot
Oh, you
move.
super duper ticklish.
That's me. Yeah, no,
Oh, you
that's me
super
too.
duper
See,
ticklish.
I mean, I
Great times, man.
I
Great times.
like doing that, but for some reason I've never been into getting my own toe sucked, and I have a
I've never
thousand
tried it
kinks.
on my fiance. Now y'all
Yeah,
got me curious. I think I'm gonna try that.
yeah, yeah. Of course,
Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
I remember we had a mutual masturbation session, and he's not like super vanilla, but he's more vanilla than I am.
Okay, okay.
But I remember when we was having a masturbation session, and I was playing with my pussy, and I put my toe in my mouth, and I started sucking on my toes, and he was like,
Mm.
"You're turning me on," and I was like, "Do you like this?" And he was like, "I didn't know I liked this.
I
I didn't
love
know."
it.
But I like being able to. I don't care. That's that.
Yeah,
Like I said, that
Right.
I don't care what people think. He could have been like, "You're disgusting. You suck on your own toes." Yes,
yeah.
and
First of all, I'm just
Mhm.
imagining the flexibility. Like I know it exists, but then
Yeah.
I'm like, now I'm actually. I was like, God, I'm like over here, like I
it's
gotta
like
go back to
this.
my
It's
body.
this close. It's literally just this close.
Okay.
I gotta go back to Pilates, friend, because bad.
That's funny.
Yes, it's
Used to be.
put it. To
You
me,
can do it. You can do it.
yeah,
You
and
can
to
do
me, because I'm also in sex work, I'm able to explore things like I remember one of my favorite things I did was I put liquid coconut oil in my butt and like was shooting it out, and it looked like
Damn.
a waterfall. That was fun.
Ooh,
But that was
yeah,
me by
I'm
myself.
sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I had an enema bulb, and I put coconut oil in there. I squeezed it in my butt, filled my tummy up, and then was pushing it out. And I was like, this is and a feeling I've never felt because it's also kind of cold too. It's a
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
cool
Yeah.
feeling. But like, just trying different things and being able to be open-minded in that way. So when you are trying to explore things with other people, make sure that you communicate
Yeah.
like very clearly your boundaries within that, or like
Yeah.
what it
Oh,
is that you're trying to
yeah.
explore
Yep.
and stuff like that. Because you could say, yeah, I want to do some foot play, but I also know that like I remember my partner saying something about like somebody that she wanted to do foot play with, and they wanted like the shavings and like the toenails like
Fuck.
clippings and stuff like
Okay.
that. And to
Okay.
me, that would be a boundary for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I'm not taking my
Yeah.
toenails and like I don't know.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
you can have them, but whatever you want to do with them, do them. Like I
Yeah.
can't see
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
That's a
Like,
lot.
So
but I don't yuck anybody's yum. It could
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
be,
So I do think
the
what?
only yum that I yuck is race play, but that's a whole nother
Ooh.
story.
Ooh. Oh. Okay. Now, damn it. Man.
Sorry, you was gonna say something, but I just wanted to make sure that
Oh
I let
man.
people
But
know.
now we gotta pivot because that's where I think that's for me. When he told me so, I said, "Yo,
So
D,
this is I always say this over and over, and anybody that really knows me knows this. I am a stone cold freak. So when it comes to the more controversial kinks, I dabble sometimes. So yeah, I've done race play. It's just see, she's like, no, but this is no. I've gotten a lot of backlash, but I'm like, I'm a
Because it
stone cold freak
stems
though. Yeah,
from racism. At the end
yeah,
of the day, like being a black man and allowing a white woman to call you a BBC is the most dehumanizing thing. That's calling you a nigger, hard ER,
he's had them call him
with
a nigger."
another.
it,
I'm good because
yeah,
at the
no,
end,
but
that's your thing. But
yeah,
for
yeah,
me personally,
yeah, yeah. No, I
like
get it. It's
I
controversial. Yeah,
just it's I am very ancestral. I'm literally
yeah,
sitting
yeah.
next
I
to
get
my
that. Yeah,
ancestral altar.
yeah, yeah,
I could never, I don't even like when like they are like, oh, you are such a black goddess,
yeah, yeah,
supreme African,
Oh,
and I'd be like, you doing too much. I've actually had a man that I was pegging
yeah.
turn around while I'm hitting him from the back and be like, yeah, Black Lives Matter. Yeah. So when we talk about certain things like that,
Yeah,
I immediately
yeah,
stopped.
yeah, yeah,
I immediately stopped because that's a whole, like I said, I'm an activist too.
yeah, yeah,
That's a
yeah,
whole movement based off of the bloodshed of
yeah,
Black
yeah,
people in the
yeah,
street.
yeah, yeah,
Do you really believe that? Are
yeah,
you going to work every day and being like, yeah, Black Lives Matter, and we need to do something about it?
yeah,
And this man was a white collar man. So,
yeah,
like, you
yeah.
a CEO working in one of them tall ass buildings downtown.
Damn.
I need you to put a fucking RBG pin on your lapel
Right.
and
Yeah,
take your
yeah.
ass to work every day and be like, yeah, allyship for real.
Damn.
If you're really gonna do that. So for me personally, race play, I'm gonna put it like this. Our ancestors have been through so much.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Their ancestors have not.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah,
and then even like when I see like Dom women being like, oh, I'm getting reparations. That's not real reparations. That
yeah,
is them fetishizing
yeah, yeah,
something, that an experience that like was so dehumanized. It was a worst experience in the history of history. Like somebody on my post, I made a post about about race play recently, and somebody was like, you don't see them playing with Jewish people and being like, we're gonna put you in the Nazi camp and we're gonna spank you in this Nazi camp. And I was like, that's very interesting. Like race play, even to the degree of dehumanizing Latino women and making them do service work, like be a fucking housekeeper or a maid and shit. To me, I don't even like that shit.
No, it's very, now I will say, you know, I do think in the bedroom, most things, as long as everybody is like, okay, like I'm cool, like I'm fine with. It is certain race things that I'm like, I'm not doing that. But every now and then it will go down though. But it's controversial though. It is.
I just feel like they make a mockery. They make a mockery of you once they leave the room.
But
whatever happens in that room, that's cool. But now they can go home and be like, yeah, I called him a nigger.
But
and I got to fuck that black dick, and he's gonna get me pregnant.
But they are also being degraded as well too. It's kind of like a tennis match, pretty much sometimes when it goes there.
The level of the degradation that they endure is not even close. It's not even a 1% equivalent of what like our ancestors had to endure. That's what I'm talking about. Like there are literal black women who are like, I'm dominating these white men, I'm beating them. You're beating them, and that's pleasurable to them. Our ancestors being beat was not something that was pleasurable to them. They didn't have any choice. They didn't have any privilege. They didn't have any say. They were very dehumanized. They had breeding farms. They ate us. Like it's so many. They raped us. They did so many things. And now you're incorporating that in something that's supposed to bring someone pleasure. Now who's receiving that pleasure? To me, you're putting in work. A reparation is, to me, is not I sit on my motherfucking ass and you give me money. I shouldn't have to even go, you a dirty white man, and then you give me money. I shouldn't have to say a motherfucking thing. You already know what the fuck you are, who you are, what your ancestors have done. So to me, reparations is going to the White House and being like, give black people reparations. To me, I want to see white people. That's what I would have if I was going to be participating in race play and a white man wanted to serve me and be like, how can I be of assistance? Be a fucking shield when I go and protest. And if they want to tase me, they tasing you. They're not tasing me. Like different things of that nature. To me, like we are, like I said, I do yuck that yum. I'm not gonna lie. That's just who, because they only do it with the black people. It's only done with black people. Like I said, there are levels of when they do it with Latino people and Asian people, but it's not off of the slave oppression. It's about off of them being domestic workers or Asian women being subservient. At the end of the day, equating it to something like that was super duper dehumanizing and like it's like that's a stigma that I just can't
I get it. I mean, it is. I think that kink wise, the two that really make other people squirm are race play and CNC. Those are the two that's real.
So CNC, consensual non-consent.
Thank you.
Consensual non-consent, or the old term would be like rape play.
I mean, some people use that.
But the thing about it is, though, there's levels of CNC that you can dabble in that has nothing to do with rape. So like my partner and I, we participate in groping. She could be in the kitchen cooking, and I come up to her and I grope her butt. That was something that I didn't say, hey ma'am, can I grope your butt? We have an understanding that I'm able to grope her butt. She was like, I like my butt being groped when, I'm in the kitchen, if I smack her butt a little bit, do things like that of that nature. That is a level of CNC. There's another level of CNC that I participate with my other partner where he will yell it out before he goes to sleep. He likes being fondled on when he sleeps. But he would say, I'm about to go take a nap, y'all. CNC. So now that's the consent. Like go in there, mess with his nipple, play with his penis, stuff like that. It's also within their kinks. I
Yeah.
get it as far as like the level of like I couldn't equate that to a certain degree with race play,
Oh
but
yeah. No, no, no,
I
no.
get and I understand the levels of when people are like, nah, that's I'm kink shaming both of those
Yeah,
because
yeah,
of
yeah,
their
yeah,
personal experiences. There have been a lot of humans that have been actually sexually assaulted,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
things
Right,
yeah,
like
right,
that.
right, right.
But that to me that's a form of edge play
yeah,
that's not off the backs of like your people being oppressed.
yeah,
At
yeah,
the end
yeah,
of the day,
yeah,
that you could have never been raped ever in your life,
yeah,
or you could have been raped multiple times and be like, I do love CNC. I do
yeah,
enjoy that.
yeah,
I
yeah.
cannot say that I was a slave. So
Right,
I
right.
know
Yeah, yeah,
exactly what my ancestors went through because I was
yeah, yeah,
once going through that to be
yeah,
able to say, yeah, actually, I once was a slave. So let's actually play on that as a
yeah,
form of a kink. I cannot do that because
yeah,
they're
yeah,
not here to advocate for themselves.
yeah, 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 yeah.
That's
No,
just kind of
yeah,
how I feel about it. I'm
yeah,
not
yeah,
allowing somebody to call me the N word because at
yeah,
the end
yeah,
of the day, that's literally the only thing that we have. We
yeah,
done gave them hip hop and everything else. Like we don't even own
yeah,
shit anymore. The only
yeah,
thing that we do have is fucking the N word, and they're hard ER in that one. And then referring to black men as BBC, like I said, it's super dehumanizing. You have a fucking name, and
yeah, yeah.
your character and like you as an individual should not be evolved around the size of your fucking
Oh
penis because
yeah,
first and
yeah, yeah,
foremost, now every black man has a big one. Secondly, like you are not defined by that. You're not defined by the size of your fucking penis. You are not defined by the functionality of your penis. There's so much more to a black man than his fucking penis. And
yeah,
the fact that we're
yeah,
like, oh, I've been in spaces and they've literally not called any black man their name. It's like, oh yes, BBC over there, it's BBC over
oh
there.
no, that's ridiculous. Yeah,
That
no,
shit, that
that's
shit to
horrible.
me,
Yeah, yeah,
but that's race play. You know
that's
what I'm saying?
horrible.
And a
Yeah,
lot of that happens in swinging too. So
yeah,
like you will see like, oh, the cuck and the bull thing. At the end of
yeah,
the day, you are feeding this white man who already has all of the privilege in the world that he can possibly have. And
yeah,
now um he's able to navigate scenes that bring him pleasure. He's
Yeah,
able
yeah,
to make
yeah.
reenactments.
yeah, yeah,
The porn is based off of the white male gaze.
yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah,
mainstream porn, how everybody is viewed in mainstream porn is based off of the white male gaze.
yeah. Facts.
White women are innocent, pure.
Hmm.
Ooh, black women are like either ghetto, hood, or
Yeah,
super duper like
yeah, yeah,
masculine and like dominant.
yeah,
Black
yeah,
men are just big ass dicks that can fucking
yeah,
stretch
yeah,
a hole and you're a little pure white girl. The
yeah, yeah,
Latino
yeah,
woman is super duper like domestic and like,
yeah, yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know no English. I don't know no English, but I
yeah,
have a curvy body. I
yeah,
have a
yeah,
curvy body and
Right,
I
right,
can,
right.
let me bounce a little bit. And then you have the Asian woman that's like, I do everything for you.
yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
you know what I'm
Submissive.
saying?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
super
yeah.
duper.
No,
And
that's
that's
real.
yeah,
all that's from a white man's
yeah,
gaze.
yeah,
If
yeah,
we
yeah,
made porn off a black woman's gaze, it would be completely different. If we made porn off a white woman's gaze, it would be very
yeah,
similar to the white man's gaze, but it
yeah,
would be
yeah,
very different. You know
yeah,
what I'm
Right,
saying?
right, right,
Same with
right.
a black man. With a black man, how does a black man view humans based
yeah,
off of
yeah,
ethnicity, based off of race, based off of age, gender, all those different things? That's literally what white men have done. So you
yeah,
giving
Right.
them this space to be able to perpetuate that. And
yeah.
I'm not for that. I'm not
No,
for that
I
at
get
all.
it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Wow,
That
wow.
was really, listen,
Yeah,
she was
no,
like,
listen, no,
you're not gonna do race play again after
I
today.
know, like, I'm like, damn, like, I don't want to do it
You're
now.
not
Shit.
doing
Like, I'm like,
it.
so in your opinion, what is a stone cold freak?
A stone cold freak is to me somebody who is down for whatever, whenever.
Okay.
Um, it's different than so I have a TikTok that I made. I have this theory. There's a difference between kinky, freaky, and nasty.
Yeah.
Those are three different things. So you can be all three, but you can also participate in just one thing. Like I know I'm super duper kinky. Freaky,
Yeah.
I feel like that's where the threesomes come in and like
Mhm.
public play and
Yeah.
like you know what I'm saying, giving head while somebody driving. That's like
Yeah.
super
Yeah. Yeah.
duper freaky and like,
Yeah.
you know. being real freaky in certain areas with certain people at certain times, like going to the club and making out with somebody. I'd be like, oh, she's super duper freaky. You
Yeah.
know, also
Okay.
like to me, nasty is like the fluid exchange of
Yeah.
things,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
like the water sports, the being
Yeah.
squirted on,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
coming on somebody's face,
Yeah.
like eating somebody's ass, eating,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? That's where the nasty comes in for me. So
Yeah.
I'm like, to me personally, I'm kinky and nasty more than I'm freaky. I used to be freaky when I was younger, but
Interesting. Okay.
I've kind of
Okay.
settled that down. I
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
mind like threesomes and foursomes and stuff like that, but it's usually with my partners and it's usually
Yeah. Yeah.
like
Yeah. Yeah.
some casual shit that we're doing. It's not something that's like, hey, we're gonna come over and we're all gonna like fuck each other. Like that's to me it just happens.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
just more natural.
Yeah.
But yeah, super like I feel like a bona fide freak is
Yeah.
somebody that's like just down for whatever that
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
you'll, like I said, you'll catch in the back of a your friend come and they back there making out with somebody they just met within 5 minutes, and then they go to you be like, "You got a condom? I'm about to go into this bathroom real quick and get one off." And like, I'm
Yeah.
down for. I'll be like, me. I'll be like, "Let me watch. You gonna let me watch?
Yeah. 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 Oh,
Can I?
Watch.
that's
Can I
funny.
watch?"
Yeah. And I did mean to like ask like earlier. Now, is your relationship open or how do you guys rock?
I'm ethically non-monogamous, so I have
Okay.
4 partners. I have
Okay.
Okay.
2 women, 2 men. Well, two
Yeah.
men, and
Yeah.
I'm engaged to one of them. I live with one. One of my other partners is my sub, and then I have a um what's the word? I can't think of the word right now, the term for that. But like I have a partner, he's not necessarily like well, all of my other partners are long distance because they don't live in the state, but one
Yeah.
that travels, who's a trucker and stuff, and I don't get
Okay.
to see him often, but we definitely have really good conversations via
Yeah.
text message and stuff. But like, yeah, it's pretty that's my tribe,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. I love it. Yeah. Okay. Final thing though. Like have
No
have
rush.
you know have you ever done anything submissive ever? Like
When I was training as
okay.
a to like to tap more into my dominant energy. But
Okay.
I would say I'm more so bottom. There's a difference between submitting and
Yeah. Yeah.
bottoming.
Yeah. Okay.
But like I'm more so bottom. As far as submission is concerned, it's funny that you asked that. That was a conversation that I had with my daddy when I was 21, 22.
Okay.
I was in
Yeah.
I was in a relationship with a guy and I told my daddy, I'm like, I don't think I'll ever like submit. And my father was like, when you found the right guy, when you found the right person, it won't feel like you have to do
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
It will
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
Become
Yeah.
it will
natural.
just come natural, which
Yeah.
is why the beginning conversation when you had asked me about like when I said I won't submit, but I will also like let me give you that sign about my fiance.
Yeah.
That's when I want to. I'm like, can you do this? I'm
Yeah.
a girl, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll listen to you, you know what I'm saying? Like but he knows well, damn well that like if he's like, you're gonna do what I say every day, it's not I'm
Oh
gonna look at
yeah,
him like
yeah.
he's crazy. I probably laugh. But
Okay. Yeah.
there is no like true submissive bone in my body.
Okay.
I'm super duper rebellious even in like in society. So like I
Jeez.
don't even conform or submit to like heteronormative like expectations of life. Like I don't I
Yeah.
just I don't think that we have to. I don't ever want to feel like I have to do that. I just want to enjoy life because, like I said, we only have one life to live, and I want to go out with a bang. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to sit here and be like, "Oh, I won't have a threesome because people they may call me a slut.
Right. Yeah.
Please
Yeah.
do, please
Yeah.
call me a slut."
Ah!
So, but yeah, I just there is no, I don't. If I felt submissive, I would be honest with people. I don't like being told what to do. I
Yeah.
don't
Okay.
like it in any form. Like I said, even when I talking to my daddy, he wouldn't tell me what to do. He would be like, let's walk through this together. Let's figure
Yeah.
this out together.
Right.
Okay.
So I was as a kid, yeah, go upstairs, do what I told you to do, blah 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 blah. But like as an adult, I'm like, I'm gonna do whatever I want.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's
yeah.
real. Well,
Wow.
Madam
Man,
Carmen,
madam.
it has been such a joy and pleasure to have you here.
Like
Yeah, this
seriously,
was
If
fun.
you want
I
to know the
bow down.
crazy
Yeah.
I really hate that Darren like had something to do, because I
A
really was
wedding.
like, damn,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
have a whole list that I ain't even
I
touched the
know. We gotta have
tip
you
of.
back.
I was like, damn,
Yeah,
like it's
no.
over
We could
already.
do we could do a part two for
We gonna have
sure
to.
because I know
Yeah.
we kind of was on that the race play conversation, and like I said, that's something that I literally am trying to debunk every day.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
literally, that
yeah.
is like part of my job as an educator
Yeah,
and a
yeah, yeah.
practitioner. Is I want people to understand why it's so important to like understand why that's like it's very harmful and
Yeah.
like dangerous for
Yep.
us to go down that route because
Yeah.
once we give them that, even if it's like you said in the privacy of your own home or whatever the case may be, like I don't know what kind of kitchen table conversations that they be having or
That's fair. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
like I said, that man literally turned back at me and said Black Lives Matter. So now this nigga going home, going to work and being like,
Yeah.
I had a
No.
black dom bitch and
Yeah,
Black
no.
lives really
Right,
don't
right,
matter. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
no,
So
no,
like
no.
right.
And he didn't like discuss any race stuff beforehand with you.
the thing about that is that's what I'm saying. Why race play is such a thing because that's a privilege that they feel
Yeah,
like that they
yeah,
are already automatically
yeah,
entitled to
yeah,
because you hired me. He hired me for a session. So he's like, oh, since I bought you, I'm gonna do and
ooh,
say whatever I want to say, basically within
yeah,
Yep.
that particular realm.
yeah,
And at the end of the day, not all money is good money. No,
yeah,
not
yeah,
all
yeah,
money
yeah,
is good money. So
yeah,
for
yeah,
me
yeah,
personally, like I have integrity, and then like it's just to me, like I said, I know I think about every day the reason why I progressively can move forward in life and continue through all the adversity is knowing that my ancestors have went through 1,000 times worse things and was able to like
yeah,
endure that and like still persevere through that.
yeah, yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? So our
yeah,
people's ancestors was picking cotton and they were still here in the 70s and the 80s and 90s.
yeah.
Meanwhile, we over here complaining about the internet being off or like
I know.
Twitter is
Yeah,
acting crazy. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like,
No, that's
yeah, yeah,
real.
oh, Mark Zuckerberg, then my algorithm messed up. You
yeah,
complained
yeah,
about that. But meanwhile, these motherfuckers was eating, you know what I'm saying?
Eating us.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying,
Not
and
being
doing
for
certain things
furniture.
and enduring certain things. And I want to make sure that I always honor and respect them because they have gotten me to this point in my life to where I'm able to be who I am if it wasn't for them. And I would
yeah,
never want them to feel like that's not what we wanted you to do. Like, what the fuck?
yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah,
you
No,
got
that's right.
this white man calling you a little nigger bitch. Like,
yeah,
you know what
yeah,
I'm saying? Like, I just, you know what I'm saying? Or let him say Black Lives Matter, but he really don't mean it. And you're like, I
yeah.
don't
No,
care. I
no,
need the
yeah,
money. It didn't matter at the end of the day. Like,
yeah, yeah,
because like I said, once that becomes consistent, I make this, it's not a joke, but it's the truth. Like my ex told me that eventually hip hop will be taken over by white folks. We are literally
yeah,
seeing that happen. TikTok has sped that process up.
yeah,
I
yeah,
done
yeah,
seen so many people doing hip hop dances and doing shit. They doing all of the St. Louis dances and they not even from
yeah,
St.
yeah,
Louis. And
yeah,
I'll be
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah,
you know what I'm saying? We're doing
yeah,
the chicken head. We're doing like, you know what I'm saying? So like I don't knock nobody for being able to evolve and like, explore different cultures and learn about different cultures and stuff,
yeah,
but we don't gatekeep enough.
yeah,
And I
yeah,
feel
yeah,
like our kink should be gatekeep kept because that's what they did. They tried to keep
yeah,
us out of kink. They
yeah,
didn't want us to be a part of kink.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? They normalized it for themselves. Kink used to be a psychological disorder, fetish, and all those different things. If you were into certain BDSM and stuff like that, you had some type of psychological mental disorder. Now they've normalized it because now they're like, oh, we can receive pleasure from it.
yeah, yeah,
Meanwhile, kink wasn't something that's American. That
yeah,
shit came from you got Karma Sutra. It's
yeah,
you
yeah,
got
yeah,
Shibari rope play. Like these are
yeah,
people of color.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Goddess worship was something that happened in Africa thousands, hundreds of
yeah,
thousands of years ago
yeah,
before
yeah,
they
yeah,
come over here being like, you're a goddess. You don't believe that.
yeah,
Them motherfuckers believe that. They will chop their hand off to
yeah,
prove how much they serve and they worship you. So
yeah,
the
yeah,
real
yeah,
the real behind this is just like I said, so I know because I know we gotta get off of here, but just like the moral of all of that is I could never see myself feeling empowered by allowing somebody to make a mockery of what culture that we have, what
Yeah.
history that we have. It's already trying to be erased in so many capacities, and that just speeds that process up to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
You
real.
know,
That was a
Real
word.
shit. Yeah.
Well, y'all
Real
be
shit.
sure to like, subscribe, and share the podcast with your
Yeah.
friends. Madam Carmen, tell the people where they can find you.
Madam Carmen, the number 2.com, and then I'm Madam Carmen 2 on all platforms.
And I'll be finding you right now as soon as we log off. I sure the fuck will.
I
Please
love
do.
you
We can continue the rhetoric, and like I said, if y'all wanted to have a part 2, I'm definitely down for that too as
We
We
well.
gonna
down.
have to. Yeah,
We
yeah.
down.
We
Because
have
we
to.
haven't got really any old business like we wanted to. Because I was about to ask about clients. You know, I know you
I
got
know. Yeah, no, it's a lot.
sexuality, but it's
No.
just like,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
everything,
Yep.
So we appreciate you so much. And y'all,
Thank
we'll
you
see
so
y'all
much.
back here next week.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.